Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Valeria, and in this pick a card video we are going to have a look at one of your past lives. So we're going to have a look in specific at a past life that is most relevant to you in this situation, but maybe more past lives will come up. We'll just see whatever happens. I'm really excited for this video because I always love diving into past lives and watching videos about past lives and such. So I'm so excited that I'm now actually filming a pick a card video about that very subject. So keep in mind that this is a general reading, and for a personal reading you can check out the link in the description box down below. Also, feel free to claim any messages from this reading, and if you hear something during this reading that you'd like to change or does not resonate with you, remember that pick a cards only predict like the most likely outcome, but in this video it's more about what resonates with you or not, of course, since we're looking at a past life. But regardless of what you hear, know that the power is still in your hands. I also want to add that from my perspective, past lives did not happen in the past, but they are simply happening in a different dimension or in a different space of time. So all the lives that our higher self basically is experiencing happen in the same moment. It only from our perspective seems that they are past lives and future lives, but past lives and future lives are all accessible for all of us in this moment. So I wanted to mention this since this is part of my belief system, so that will likely also impact how this reading is going to go, because I believe that even though I am reading you this about a past life, that you do not need to feel disempowered by whatever you hear if it's something that you don't like. So with that out of the way, let's introduce our piles for today. So we have 3 piles. Over here we have pile number 1 with the rose quartz, pile number 2 with the green Adventurine, and pile number 3 with the Citrine. So you can pause the video if you need to meditate on the cards or on the crystals. Do whatever it is you need to do. Once you have selected your pile, you can skip to your reading using the timestamps I will provide for you down below. And once you have done so, I will see you in your reading. Hello, pile number 1, and welcome to your reading. Let's get started. So as usual, I will start with shuffling the tarot. Let's put it like this so you can still see it. So dear angels, spirit guides, and the higher self of the collective of pile number 1, please please tell us what the most relevant past life story is for pile number 1 in this very moment. What is it that they can learn from it, or what is it that they need to know? So by the way, I'm using the Egyptian tarot because I felt pretty appropriate for a past life reading such as this one. So we first have the Page of Pentacles, and we have the 7 of Pentacles. So that's really cool. I see that in your past life you were a builder. And I would have to dive deeper into the reading to say what kind of builder exactly, but you are building something material. On this card we see this man who is writing, so writing is also definitely possible here. So with building, it's more of a sense that you were building something from material stuff that you had, so you were writing something, you were maybe a farmer. But like I said, let's just dive a little bit deeper. But I feel like you were very knowledgeable and very skilled at whatever it is that you were doing. And you were creating something, you were building something. So what else is there for pile number 1 about this past life? What else can you tell us? I'm picking up the message that some of you guys might be makeup artists. We have the Lovers over here. So if you are a makeup artist, the reason why you have such a love for creativity is because it's related to this past life. So whatever you were doing here also had something to do with creativity or even beauty. And I sense that in this past life, but also in this current life, you are very inspired by what you see in the outside world. So what you see in nature, or what you see in animals or in other people. And you took all those sources of inspiration and made something out of it. Let's see what else. We have the 3 of Pentacles. So if you are indeed a makeup artist, it's likely that you're trying, like, you're either have a business being based upon being a makeup artist, or you're trying to build that, you're trying to get there. And makeup artist is just something I heard in specific. In case that does not resonate for you, other things that you can be evolved in are also related to creativity, to beauty and such. So again, writing might be something that you love to do, or helping people in some kind of way, because I see that with doing makeup, you're helping people in some kind of way. Maybe you're doing the makeup of other people, or maybe you style people, or you give people tips and tricks on how to do their makeup, or what kind of clothes to wear, and things like that. This is something that I am picking up very strongly, but again, if it's not related to makeup, it's something creative that is very grounded as well. And whether or not you are earning money from it in this moment, I see that there is definitely the potential for you to do so. So if you have some kind of interest in makeup or anything other creative, like writing or even crafting something, building something, and you want to earn money from it, it's absolutely possible. Pile number 1, I see that from your past life, you have the skills. You learned the skills about how to run a business and marketing and such. You know how to approach people to sell them your product. And in addition to being a builder, you could have been some kind of salesman or saleswoman. So that is very interesting. So there is an overlap between your past life and your current life about creating something and about making a business from it. A business that's also very successful. I know I did not say that before, but I was definitely picking up that as well. I just forgot to mention it. Now the next card we have is the Star. So like that just, or the stars actually, that just confirms that you are meant to be a star no matter what you are involved in. So if it's makeup or anything else, no matter what you are involved in, you are meant to succeed in it. And it wasn't clear to me what this Lover's card was about, but for me, what it's now in combination with the Star card is like, in your past life, you might have come into a situation where you had to choose between this passion of yours and this business and this creativity that you loved and something else. So it could have been a relationship, it could have been also that simply your passion, what you were passionate about, was not allowed for you to do because of age or gender or race or anything like that, or simply because the society or your parents wanted you to do something else that was like more normal. So it could have been any of those things. But most importantly, it's that you in your past life gave up this passion that you had, and now in this life, it's that passion is coming back because you are meant to fulfill the destiny that you have with that passion. So you're meant to do something with it. You're meant to be successful. Likely you're also meant to inspire people to like take their life into their own hands and to decide to follow their heart and do what it is that they want to do. So this life is basically your second chance on reaching your destiny. So I believe this is very beautiful, pal number one, if I might say so myself, that whatever happened in your past life, you now have another chance to actually do what it is that you wanted to do. So if you feel in this moment related to this passion or this creativity that you have any type of rush, or you feel like you're not gonna make it, or you just have doubts in general about it, that all stems from your past life because you were not able to achieve what you wanted to achieve in that life. But the whole the whole thing is that you are desiring it in this lifetime because you are meant to fulfill that desire. You're meant to follow that passion. So for you to worry about, am I gonna be successful, is this a good idea, is totally useless, because you're meant to do this because in a past life you were not able to. So again, that's very beautiful. So I hope, in case you had any doubts, this message just wipes all those doubts away, because this is such a strong confirmation for you that whatever passion you have, whatever project you're working on, just that you're supposed to follow it and you're supposed to fulfill your destiny in that way. So let's shuffle one more card, and then we're gonna move on to the oracle cards. So for pile number one, please have one more card. Okay, it took a while, but we have the Three of Swords. So this underneath the Lovers just kind of confirm that you were forced to make a different choice than you actually wanted to. You were forced to do something different. So before I said that you giving up your passion could have been related to a relationship, but another message that I'm picking up on is that in this past life you actually might have been in love with someone, but you were not allowed to be together, or for some reason you could not be together. So this could have been related to status or reputation and differences in culture and things like that, or maybe even it wasn't the right place, the right time, or whatever. And again, in this life you are meant to have what you desire, because in this past life you also were meant to have what you desire, but for some reason you strayed from that path and you decided on something different, which is of course not wrong, it's not bad. We all have, even if we have destiny, even if we have things we're supposed to experience and people we're supposed to meet, we still have free will. We still have the choice to follow our destiny or not. And your past life demonstrates that perfectly, because in that past life you had the destiny that you were going to be the star, but for some reason you chose not to. And again, that's totally valid. So in this life, because you are meant to experience this stardom, basically, you are having those desires again, and it's playing over again. So again, if there is a passion, even if there is a person that you are interested in, but you feel like you cannot pursue that person or that passion, that all stems from your past life, and it's actually not the truth, because what you desire, you are meant to have. So I want you to remember this, pile number one, anytime you start to worry again. Let's now have a look at your oracle cards. Let's start with this one. We have Strega, which is an Italian witch, basically. So in your past life, you could have been a witch, and that would tie in very well with the story that you had a passion about something, but you were not allowed to follow that passion because throughout history, witches have been hunted and such. Maybe you weren't necessarily a witch, but just someone who worked with the energies of the universe and with herbs and things like that, and you were labeled as something as a witch, and people were scared of you. So you had to give up that life, that passion about witchcraft or whatever it was, because otherwise you would have been in danger. You would have had people hunt you down for your passions and for what you wanted to do. So you pretended to be someone else or be something else than you actually were. And this also left a mark on your soul, because I sense that you sometimes don't allow yourself to be who you are around people, and not even around yourself, and that you have a story inside your mind of who you are supposed to be, which is based on this past life that you had. But again, it's not the truth. It's not the truth. Is that you are someone who is very magical, someone who is very powerful, like the Strega, like the witch. You are very smart, you're wise, you have a lot of power, but because you are afraid of what people or the society will think, you keep that honest part of you inside. And honestly, I mean, I think a lot of people, including myself, can relate, especially when we're talking about spiritual topics. I know that nowadays the spiritual community has grown, and the environment is much different than it was like 10 or 20 years ago even, but still we can still be scared of persecution, right, of speaking about spiritual topics and doing tarot and watching pick cards like these. So I totally understand where, if in case this resonates for you, pile number one, where this comes from. But just know that this feeling comes from your past life, and whatever happened in the past does not serve you anymore. So whatever things you experienced in your past life that are not beneficial to you, you are allowed to let those go and to no longer be influenced by those things, because this is a new life. You are going to work out your karma, and you don't need to carry on any more things that came from a past life. Next up, we have the card Born with a Gift, number 23, and this suits so beautifully with the whole Strega and witchcraft story. You are born with a gift. You might have been born psychic, with some psychic abilities like clairvoyance or anything like that, or you might have developed that over the years and you realize more and more that you have this very special gift. But like this girl who is holding the egg, you're not really showing that egg to anyone else. You're not showing the deepest parts of yourself to anyone else. It's behind lock and key. And because that gift of yours is so very precious to you, and again, you're scared of being persecuted or of being called out or people being mean to you or even harassing you. And again, those feelings are totally valid also in the world that we currently live in. But know that you were born with this gift for a reason, and you're meant to do something with it. Like the Star card here says, you have this gift for a reason and you can do something with it. And it is totally up to you whether you want to do something with it and if you are going to do something with it. But the thing is, if you decide to ignore your gift or your passion like you did in your past life, you're likely going to have to repeat this karmic cycle again. So I'm just letting you know, still the power and the choice is still in your hands, but I'm just wanted to give that little disclaimer there that, I mean, that's how the universe works, right? We need to learn, and if we do not learn it, it's going to come back to us. That's basically what karma is about. Next, we have the card Success. Isn't that beautiful? And I also mentioned that already before. Success. You are supposed to be successful. You're meant to have that. So I know that even you're scared, and again, I understand that, but what if you would know that there is nothing to be afraid of? What if you would know that you would be successful at this passion of yours? Would you still allow yourself to be held back about what other people might think, or what might happen, or what might not happen? Because then you start to base your decisions kind of on what ifs, on probabilities. Maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. And I like to say to myself that in case I am starting to get worried, or I'm triggered by something, that I do not make fear-based decisions. So whenever I'm triggered, whenever I'm down, whenever I'm worried, I do not make decisions, because I know that that's not my true state of being, and I do not make fear-based decisions. I make heart-based decisions. And this is also something that you should be thinking about, pile number one. Make decisions based from your heart, and not from thinking from a place of fear, because that's only going to lead to regrets, and of course you don't want that, especially if you are meant to be successful at whatever it is that you do, because that would be a waste, right? As the last card, we have Saint Germain with Karma Releasing. Move beyond drama, create your own path, make room for good energy. So that's just kind of reiterating what I also said, right? This is your second chance on doing what you were meant to do. It's another cycle of your karma that you need to release, and if you do not release it in this lifetime, it's going to come back, or more like you are going to come back and experience the same thing over and over again until you suddenly eventually get it. So move beyond the drama, create your own path. Do not allow other people to decide for you what path you have to take. Are other people not into witchcraft? Are they not into doing makeup? Are they not into entrepreneurship? Just let them be. We all create our own reality based upon our assumptions, on our choices, and on our thoughts, of course, and they are totally allowed to create what they want, but you also have the freedom to create what it is that you want. So you have this potential to be the star and to be successful, whatever it is that you are related in, whatever it is related to, sorry. And you do not needs to let your choices be influenced or based upon what other people think, or what other people expect, or what the society expects, or what like the common belief system about success or about wealth or about work is, you know. You create your own reality based upon the assumptions that you have and the choices that you make. This is really important for you, pile number one, to take that power into your own hands, no matter what happened in the past, that you know that you're still the leader, you're still in control of this life that you are living. And no matter who you are, no matter what you do, we all have that power to do so. So with that being said, I'm going to end the reading here, pile number one. Thank you so much for watching. It really was a joy to do this reading for you. I hope you liked it and I hope it resonated for you as well. In case it did, you can leave a like, you can comment, and you can subscribe so we can see each other in more videos like this. Bye guys! Hello there, pile number two, and welcome to your reading. Let's get started. As usual, I'm going to start with the tarot, and let's have a look at the most relevant past life of yours. So, dear angels, spirit guides, and the higher self of the collective of pile number two, what does pile number two need to know about the past life that's most relevant to them in this moment? The first two cards we have are the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Swords. So we have two tens over here. Let's shuffle some more. Right, these wanted to come out, which are the Seven of Cups and the World. So with the first two cards we have here, the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Swords, I'm really getting the vibe of these archetypes, of the lover archetype, and is it the warrior archetype, I believe. But I feel that in this past life that I'm channeling here, you were first of all a great lover, and you were also a warrior, and most likely, literally, you were fighting people, and you were very good at it. You were known across the world for it, or at least maybe not like the entire world, but it depends on the era of history we're looking at, of course, but in like the known world or the continent or like the empire. So you were very well known for being a very good and a very seasoned fighter, but also for you being a lover and for you being very strong emotionally as well. So you were not someone who lets themselves be overwhelmed by their emotions, but you also weren't someone who kept it all inside. So I sense that to the people that you knew very well and that you trusted, you were very open, you were very emotionally balanced. But then the people who did not know you, they saw you as some, excuse me, the energy is pretty, it's coming through, so I tend to kind of stumble on my words as well. So the people who did not know you, they saw you as just a great fighter, an amazing fighter. They might have even have written songs or ballads or stories about you is also what I'm sensing. Alright, here we have our last two cards for now. We have the Page of Cups and we have the Queen of Wands. So I definitely feel like you were a well-known person. You were a well-known character. There might have been an actual queen or an empress involved in your life who was either impressed by you or took a liking to you, or just someone who took care of you as well. With the Seven of Cups, the Seven of Cups is about dreams and about opportunities and such. So I feel like you had a very abundant life in general. You were provided for when it came to shelter and food and water, so just the basic things you were provided for, so you didn't need to do that. Might be related to the Queen of Wands here, so you might have been related to a queen. I'm not picking up anything specific, so this just might resonate for some of you and not for others, but you might have been from royalty indeed, or just from a household that was very well off. I see people writing here, so you might have been from a household that was also very well educated. They spent a lot of time on education. They thought it was really important. I see a father figure that might have been some kind of writer or educator that influenced you in this past life. And with the Queen of Wands, I see a female figure that was a role model for you as well, and someone who, like I said, who really took a liking to you or who protected you and nurtured you. And these two people, they might have been one of the they were the backbone of the person that you became, that became known in these stories and in these songs. And you became also an inspiration to other people, is what I'm hearing, and might still be an inspiration to people nowadays. So you could have even been such a famous character that you went down in history, and people read about you in the history books or such things like that. So I sense this was a very important lifetime for you, because it taught you how to be a leader and how to take what's the word? How to take charge. Yeah, how to take charge of a situation, because in lives previously to this past life, you might have been one more of a follower. Actually, the word that I'm hearing is a shepherd. You were more of a shepherd than you were actually someone who was in command. So you were just a person who did not really take charge before, so your higher self wanted to experience that. So you came into this lifetime where you were provided with a very good foundation and a lot of opportunities that you could build on your leadership qualities, but again also on your relationships with people, but especially with people who were close to you. So I also sense that your family life was very good, and again, the people that you trusted, you had a very good relationship with them. So I'm not like seeing any betrayals or things like that. So pile number 2, you were a leader in this past life, and this is serving you in your current life, probably because you needed to know that you already are a leader, that you can take charge in your own life of what it is that you want. Is it in your social life? Is it in your professional career? Or is it in love, things like that? Is it in creativity, in the projects that you do, the things you like to do? This past life shows you that you already were that leader before, and you can tap into that energy right now as well. And I also want to mention again what I stated in the beginning of the video, that a past life is basically just a different life in a different space-time or in a different dimension. And again, I want to repeat that to you because you can access this life right now, because it's also happening right in this moment, and you can access that skill and that ability of being a leader. And if you were already aware of this on some level and you were questioning yourself, why am I such a natural leader, why does it come naturally to me, it's because you learned this already in a past life. And that the combination of that emotional balance and you being a fighter is what made this such a success. Because if you would have been just a fighter and you did not care about people, then you would have been probably more of a tyrant than an actual good leader. So you have all the qualities that you need. You have the managing and the leading qualities, and you also have the vision, is what I'm seeing with the Seven of Cups. You have the vision of seeing how people, like in what environments people work the best, or what is the best decision to make, what is the best direction to go in. And in case you are ever doubting your decisions, or like your hunches that you get, just sit in silence and come back to center, to who you are, connect to your higher self, and connect to this past life that we are discussing here. Because again, I already said it so many times, that knowledge is available for you to access in this moment. So pile number 2, let's move on to the oracle cards now. I'm going to start with this one, and we have La Luna, which is of course the moon. So this is really gorgeous. So the moon represents things that are secret, things that are hidden. So I feel that this past life was, or had a part of it that was somehow hidden to you. Or maybe, like I said before, you were wondering, why am I such a natural leader? And this is like the answer. The answer is here revealed to you in this reading. You now know where these abilities come from, and in case you ever start to doubt yourself, just remember that this lesson you already learned, and it's now available for you to use in your life for whatever it is that you desire. So I'm not seeing anything that you should be using it for, so that's totally up to you, up to what it is that you desire and what you think it is best to do for you. And I think that's actually what the universe is asking of you as well, to make that decision yourself, that with the knowledge and the abilities that you have, to make the decision on which direction you want to go. Because I'm also sensing that there's not really a right and a wrong as long as you make the choice yourself, which is also that that message comes through frequently, actually, through these pick a card readings, and also in readings when I do for myself. So maybe that is just some kind of collective message of what's going on, that you're free to make whatever choice it is that you want, as long as you do it with confidence and as long as it comes from your heart. So it's really just up to you where you want to go and what you want to do. The moon is of course also connected to spirituality and to the divine feminine. So these might be like topics or areas that you feel called to pursue or to get more information from in this current life, because this past life was more about being like that strong fighter and also leading from a very masculine point of view. So that I did not say before, but with this card it does remind me of that this is a very masculine energy. So the way that you were leading was from the perspective of the masculine energy, and with the moon you could be asked to use that leadership ability that you have actually from the divine feminine energy and to lead in a different way, or to lead in or with your spirituality. You might have people looking at you in this current life, like through social media, or maybe just your family and your friends. They really look up to you and they look at you for leadership, which again might be related to spirituality but does not have to be. And you simply living and enjoying your life the way that you want is exactly how you are leading from a feminine perspective, because masculine is really about taking action, showing up, really taking charge. And in this case, the feminine energy is more like teaching by example and giving the right example by just being who you are. So let's have a look at the next card now. We have Transcendence with number 28. This is a very beautiful card with this Kitsune on here. So with this Transcendence card, I sense that you have had a lot of important past lives that taught you a lot, that really made you become a spiritual warrior. So you have a lot of knowledge stored within you, but because we do not have access to like everything on our conscious level, it's like you're very powerful and you're very wise, but your conscious mind is not able to access that fully, basically because of how our minds work and how the 3D works. So know that you are incredibly wise and incredibly powerful. If you continue to connect to this past life and to other past lives, you will integrate more and more like your true being and more of your higher self, which, I mean, if you want to do that, you can do it, of course. I sense it's a very high vibration coming from this, a very positive vibration. It will have like a positive effect on you, but again, if that's not something that you're interested in, you don't have to do it. But just know that connecting to your past lives is really going to raise your vibration. It's really going to make you understand this 3D world from a higher perspective, like literally a higher perspective, because of course you're connecting to different and even higher parts of yourself. And higher parts does not necessarily mean better parts, but just a part of you that's watching from a higher perspective, basically. With Transcendence, I also sense that you already have learned a lot about the, let's say, basic material things. So basic things like relationships and related to drama as well, or related to emotions. I sense that you already had lifetimes focusing upon that, so that now you're emotionally balanced, you're just generally balanced as a person and also in your relationships. And if you do not experience that in this moment, then that's just temporary, pile number 2, because I sense that you are at your core very balanced. So all the basic material lessons, you have them, and you are now venturing into like the area of more spiritual lessons, and not just about spirituality or related to spirituality, but just things that most people do not even think about. You are ready to venture into that next level of understanding the world and understanding the universe. So that's very powerful, that's very very spiritual, very high vibrational. I really love this for you. And the next card is Ask Your Angels. So this is interesting. Ask your angels. Perhaps you are already in communication with angels or spirit guides or your higher self. Again, just whatever label or whatever entity or light being you prefer to work with, just ask them for help. Ask them to help you to connect more to your higher self, or to connect more to your past lives, or connect more to this true form of yourself, connect more to the lessons that you have learned in the past. Because I really see that this spiritual support team that you have and that you work with is working with you actively. It's like the two of, well, not the two of you, but you and your support team, you have a very strong connection. And I'm seeing like you walking hand in hand with you, of course, in this 3D side, and they are on the spirit side, and they are helping you as much as they can. So help is there for you, pile number 2. Whatever area in your life you need them for, you can always ask them. And especially when it comes to things related to spirituality, they are very eager to help you and to teach you new things as well. So let's now have a look at the last card of this reading. And we have charity, prayer, and contemplation. That's interesting because we just had ask your angels. And the card says, connect with heaven and you shall receive. So that's basically the same that I just said here. Ask for help and you will receive the help. Ask for the information, ask for the connection, and you will have it. But know that the answers all already lie within you. The truth is already within you. It's not like your spirit guides or your angels are giving you information that you've never heard of before. It's like they are relaying the information from your higher self to your conscious mind. So it's not like they are coming with something that you've never heard or experienced before, but they are simply the link between your higher self or your subconscious, whatever you, from whatever perspective you want to see it. So between your higher self and your conscious, basically your conscious self, and they're relaying the information, they're relaying the message, because you already have all that information stored within you because of all these past lives that you've had. I do also still want to mention that I said before that you had some very powerful lives. So when it comes to especially Earth life, so I'm not talking about I'm not including lives on other star systems here, but when we're looking at Earth lives, I see that you have not had like a lot, which is good basically, because like I said before, you're already a well-balanced person. But although you have not had a lot of lives on Earth, you have had some that are really important and that were really powerful and that make you into the being that you are in this moment, in this life basically. So with that message, I am going to end your reading here. Pile number 2, thank you so much for watching. I really enjoyed doing this reading for you. I hope it resonated for you. I hope you liked it as well. In case you did, you can leave a like, you can comment, and you can subscribe so we can see each other in more videos like this. Bye guys! Hello, pile number 3, and welcome to your reading. Let's get started. As usual, I'm going to start with the tarot. So let's see. Dear angels, spirit guides, and higher self of the collective of pile number 3, what does pile number 3 need to know about a past life that is most relevant to them in this current moment? What is it that they need to know? What is it that you want to tell them? Okay, those are already a lot of cards. I'm going to take these first 2, which is the Page of Pentacles, and we have the 7 of Pentacles, which are also the first two cards that came out for pile number 1. That's funny. But like, I'm going to be honest with you, pile number 3, the moment I started shuffling this deck, I heard that you did not come here to hear bullshit. You came here for like the real story. You came here for some serious stuff. So let's see what comes up for you, pile number 3. We have the 9 of Cups here. And we have the Death card, and I absolutely love this card, by the way. Anubis is one of my favorite gods in the in the Egyptian pantheon, if not my actual favorite god. So with the 9 of Cups and a Death card here, I feel that this energy is more related to your current life, that you have been through some kind of death, through some kind of transformation that is very intense, and it's very difficult for me to describe it like this, how this feels. It feels more like it's a transcending of something, because when I think of transformation, I think of something that we need to heal, or something that we need to release comes up, and we release that and we transform from that into a new version of ourselves. But with you, I feel like it's more some kind of transcendence, like I said. It's not that you're healing something, it's just that you are raising your vibration and raising yourself to like an entirely different level. And it's like, this is going to sound really crazy, but it feels almost as if I'm not talking to a human being anymore, or like I'm not talking to your conscious mind, but I'm talking to a higher part of you, which is really interesting because I've never felt this before. Not like in someone else or in a reading or in myself. It's like, it's almost like yeah, like what is happening in the 3D is like not influencing you anymore, like you've completely transcended the 3D. So I'm just sensing a very highly spiritual soul, and I know that I say this frequently in my readings, that I sense a high vibrational energy or a very enlightened soul, but you are on a next level, pile number 3, like literally a next level. And again, I'm going to say something crazy. It's almost like I'm just talking directly to your soul. I'm talking to some kind of light being, and there is like no 3D something, like a 3D body or 3D reality that I'm like talking to. It's no longer there. I know this sounds really weird. Again, I've never picked up on this before either, so just take this however it resonates. I guess that this makes more sense to you than it does to me, at least I hope so. But nonetheless, I really enjoy connecting to this energy of yours because it's very pure, and it's very yeah, it's just very high vibrational. And with that I mean that I don't sense any anger or doubt or really like anxiety or worries about, you know, what am I going to hear in this big card reading or what is going to happen in the future. I just sense like one strong, stable energy coming from yours. Like I said, it's almost like I'm talking to your soul. Like there is no influence from the 3D here. So let's dive a little bit deeper. Let's have 2 more cards here. All right, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So that's a lot of pentacle energy. And we have the 9 of Wands, but a whole lot of other cards also came out. So let's just look through them. We have the 10 of Wands, the Knight of Swords, the Queen of Swords, and the 10 of Swords. Oh. So these are all very interesting cards. I'm going to put them on the side for now, but I will also take them into consideration for this reading. So with the once I saw the Nine of Wands, I got the feeling that this is your last lifetime on Earth. Maybe even your last incarnation for a while or for forever. Now this is going to get very deep into the metaphysical stuff. I personally really love metaphysics, sorry, but you of course might have a different opinion on that. But I do want to share with you this story that I've been really into reading books from Dolores Cannon lately, and especially her the Convoluted Universe series. And in this book that I am reading, so if you are not familiar with Dolores Cannon or what kind of work she does, she is a hypnotherapist and a past life therapist, which is funny, that's also coming up in this past life reading. And she regresses her patients to a different life, but sometimes it also happens that they regress to another place, like somewhere in a spirit realm or in an entire different galaxy, different dimension, and so on and so forth. And with this method, she obtains a lot of information that we, through science or through like the usual science, cannot obtain. And one of the things that she also writes about is source, is the God source, or the central sun is also what it is called in her books, which is basically the source of where we all come from. And it is often described by people who see that in their regression as a huge sun, but like bigger than the sun we have. And I believe it's also a white light and not necessarily like that burning fire, orange yellow light that comes from our sun. And they whenever, so this is the source, right? So this is the god energy, the God source. And we as souls, when we incarnate, we separate ourselves from the source, even though we are never truly separate, but we leave that place to incarnate and to expand and to learn and to experience and such. And then after we finished our incarnation, sometimes we go into another incarnation, sometimes we go simply somewhere in the spirit realm, or sometimes we go back to source. We go back to that central sun. And I sense this is what is happening to you, pile number 3, or what is going to happen to you after this life. You are going to return to the central sun. So again, I know this is very metaphysical. If you are baffled at this moment, I completely understand. If you do not believe in this or you do not agree with this, I am also totally fine with that. But I just really felt like I wanted to share that for those of you who do resonate with that, because it's just something that came through very strongly. And yeah, I was actually seeing that image of a soul, of like an energy going back into that source, and I'm feeling that vibration and that energy of source, which is basically unconditional love. So I'm also feeling that you are just very connected to that source in general throughout this whole life, throughout your multiple lives actually. I see that you have been a very good warrior, for a lack of a better word, a very good spiritual warrior for source, for its expansion, because I see that you've lived a lot of different lives, some of them also very difficult, where you had to struggle through things. Maybe even this current life you have been struggling a lot. If that is the case, I'm seeing a lot of resolutions for you guys. So your struggles, they will disappear. I see that the rest of your life, likely from this moment on, or maybe even already before you watch this reading, will be like some kind of vacation, is what I'm hearing. It's like you are now you are now given time on earth for you to enjoy and for you to do what it is that you desire to do. Because again, you've worked so hard in your past lives, or different lives is what actually I would prefer to call them. And you have been this knight in shining armor for the universe and for its expansion. So with these two tens here, I'm also sensing again that you've had some difficult lives and also very much important lives that have taught you a lot. It has made you basically a professional when it comes to incarnations and such like that. And you are being rewarded right now with things you enjoy. So it's literally like, ask for whatever it is that you want, pile number 3, and it will come to you. So I don't know if you're into manifestation or things like that, but I personally am also really interested in that. So I'm picking this energy up as well, that visualize what it is that you want and it will come to you in like a very short amount of time is what I'm hearing. I wanted to say 3 days, but you know, that's probably does not count for every single thing, but just say or visualize or use whatever method you prefer to manifest what it is that you desire, because it's literally as if you are some kind of VIP in a resort and you are going to have everything that you want, everything that you ask for. And I know this is a very like beautiful and it sounds so amazing reading that I'm giving for you guys, but I swear that I am not making this up. I am literally reading these cards here, so please claim these messages, pile number 3, because this is absolutely beautiful and I've never read anything like this before. You are literally the queen. You're the queen of your material world. Just whatever you ask for, you shall receive. Alright, so let's move on to the oracle cards now. Let's see what they have to say for you. We have the card Pilgrimage. Isn't that great? Yeah, this is so beautiful. This is why I love doing readings like this as well, where I just shuffle the tarot first and then the oracle cards come out later. You have been on a journey, you have been traveling, you have been learning, and now it's time for you to rest. Now it's time for you to enjoy your retirement, pile number 3. So that does not mean that you have to just sit on a couch and never do anything again. But like I said before, think about what it is that you desire, because you have resolved all the karma that you needed to work out in this life and in other lives as well. And now you can ask for what it is that you want. Do you want a lot of money? Do you want like your dream house? Do you want a certain relationship? Do you want a certain job? Or do you want to like move to the middle of nowhere? Do you want to start your own clothing line? Do you want to start like your own YouTube channel or whatever it is? The opportunities are all there for you. You're not going to be held back by the universe of the universe is not going to hold you back what you want, except if you're wishing for something that is going to be dangerous or not beneficial to you. So in that way, it's only the universe is protecting you. But anything, you can ask for anything else, and just enjoy this period of retirement, pile number 3, because you've earned it. You literally earned it. This is so beautiful. The other card, this next card we have, I was just baffled when I saw it, is leave behind what is no longer you. And this kind of talks about that transformation or the transcendence that I was sensing before. And it's number 33, and 3 is the number of expansion. So you're expanding your consciousness, or like it's more like you have expanded your consciousness to the level that was possible with let me rephrase that. You've expanded your consciousness to the level that was reachable for you in these lives that you've lived, and in this current life you have worked out your karma, you have left behind what no longer serves you, you left behind the petty dramas of people, the desire for money and wealth and success and such. Does not matter that you are not allowed to have it, but you're not chasing that just because that's what everyone else wants, or that is what is in that way you're seen as successful, or you're seen as worthy, you know? Whatever you chase, whatever you want, serves you in some kind of way. And it's not that you want it because other people have it as well. It's not, you don't ask it from a point of greed or a point of envy. And I just noticed that in this card, in the back, you see these dead trees, or trees without leaves, and the snow is falling. And where she's standing, there are all these flowers, or this green is growing. And she's walking away from that winter landscape, and she's walking into spring. So again, this is a metaphor for what you are coming into in this moment. You're coming into spring. You are allowed to enjoy yourself. All the hard work is over for now. You can rest a little bit. Pile number 3. The next card we have is improving health. So you might want to focus on improving your health in any kind of way. Maybe you have been feeling very tired because you have been working so hard in this current life, but also in your past lives. So if you feel tired for no reason, again, it's because what you did in other lives. Even if you have been very busy and very hardworking in this lifetime, it is now the time for you to recuperate and to rejuvenate yourself. Because you have worked so hard, you have been so busy in this life that you accomplished so much when we're looking at it from a point of view about karma and about lessons you need to learn, that now is the time for you to take a break, again, for you to retire, because you've worked so incredibly hard. And I'm also getting this message that you were expected that it would take you longer to resolve all the karma and learn all the lessons in this lifetime, but it sounds like you finished early, so you get to go home early. Basically, you get to enjoy just your retirement and your life in whatever way that you want. The next card we have is Freya with phases and cycles. There is a beginning within every ending. Illusions are revealed and released. So yeah, there is no such thing as a beginning or an ending in my perspective. It's all just cycles. Even time is a cycle. A past life or a current life, it's all a cycle. And you are ending, for lack of a better word, you're ending a cycle right now. So like I said before, this could be your last incarnation on Earth, or like ever, or just for a while, and that you will return to Source and share all your knowledge with, whatever's going on there. I also don't know everything, unfortunately, but I just sense that you are going to share your knowledge and your wisdom and your experiences. So maybe you're becoming a teacher on the spirit side, like you will become a spirit guide of someone, or you're just teaching other souls on the spirit side as well. That is again very metaphysical. But this is a very beautiful end to the cycle that you have been through, pile number 3, and it's time for you to find joy now and to focus on your own health. Again, if that is something that you resonate with, whether that's your physical health, your mental health, or maybe there are some relationships that need healing, even the relationship with yourself, or with coming to terms that this cycle has ended and that you have transcended this human experience. We can also experience sometimes sadness in relation to that. At least I have experienced that. Leaving behind the old is always hard. So just be gentle with yourself, be kind with yourself, pile number 3. No matter what kind of transformation or change you are going through, it's all going to be alright. It's all part of the phases and the cycles of the universe, and I really look forward to seeing you return on this channel because I love your energy so much, and I would love to do more readings for you guys as well. But who knows, maybe you have transcendent pick cards as well, and I would not blame you for that at all. So I wish you all the best on the rest of your journey, pile number 3, and I hope you will enjoy what life gives you and what you choose for life to give you as well. So with that last message, I'm going to end your reading here. Again, thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for sharing your energy with me for this reading, pile number 3. It was absolutely magical. So in case this resonated for you and you liked it, I mean, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. But I'm definitely interested to hearing your story in case this resonates for you, and of course if you want to share that story. So like I said, I will hopefully see you in the next reading. Bye guys!